Hello, everybody, and welcome to Roommate Rivalry. We're going to be starting a little bit earlier today because I am joined in-house with Iona men college soccer and already an Offensive Player of the Week award for my man, Brendan Reardon. Or Brandon, am I saying that right?
Yeah, you got it, man.
I got it?
Yeah,
okay.
you got it.
Now, the team is off to a phenomenal start so far. A real hot streak in the recent games. But you played a lot of tough teams, too, to really start the season. Games against J. Madison, Bradford, Duke. I want to start off with those first three games. Those are a really tough way to start the season. What did you guys learn from that? What do you take from playing those tough teams? Even if you don't necessarily get wins in those games, but you still can benefit from games like that.
The first thing was, you start off the schedule with teams ranked within the top 50 RPI, teams that make it to the tournament consistently. It's always like a good barometer to measure yourself against the so-called best in the nation. And honestly, after those three games, we were a little disappointed because we thought we should have come away with more. Unfortunately, the James Madison, it was a good game. We thought we maybe had the legs, maybe to get a winner, but it just didn't happen. But, Radford and Duke are two very good teams, and although we didn't get the win, it was good to measure up ourselves against, teams that are probably going to be there, come the NCAA Cup time.
Right, and
they're going to make a run, I feel.
I think that's interesting, too, because I think if you just kind of foolishly look at the box scores, tie, loss, and you would say, oh, that's a terrible start, but I think that there is a lot of lessons to be learned and a lot of confidence that can really be gained in starts to the season. Yeah,
that's correct. And you want to face these teams now, and you want to sort out what you're good at and what maybe we need to work on, because once it comes around MAAC time, those are the games you need to win. Those are the bread and butter games. That's what you want to do, especially with the playoff format being in Florida this year. We need to do really well in the MAAC. So it puts more emphasis on doing well in the league, and these games help us get prepared for those.
All right, now the first three games were away. You guys take to the pitch here in New Rochelle, and you guys seemed fired up to be back. It really took place in the second half. You got on the score sheet for the first time. I believe that was your first career goal too.
Yeah, that's correct.
Just on a more individual level. I never really played organized soccer, so I never have had that feeling of scoring a goal. But just take me through that. What does that feel like to get on the score sheet for the first time in your college career and just for the season?
It's just pure emotion and just jubilation. You just want to celebrate with your teammates, because I felt with that one, that was really a team goal. It started all the way back with our keeper, I think. And, and it was just a quick counter going forward. I thought it was the ultimate team goal. But it's just so much emotion because, you put a lot of work in over the summer. You show up, August 1st, coming back here during the dog days of summer. So once you do something nice and, really help the team, it really makes it that much sweeter. And it's always good personally and individually to get on the score sheet.
I'm sure it feels amazing. But that was the first win of the season, too, against Stony Brook. And I know, we spoke about this a couple times off air and everything, but you felt like there were areas that you still could improve, but a 3-1 victory is still impressive. But it was really the second half, I think, where the team started to mesh and get that. What would you think the biggest thing was that you guys had going for you in that second half to make you play so well?
I don't think it was anything really any one thing in particular. I thought we just sped up the tempo a little bit. I thought we were maybe a little too slow in the first half, and second half I thought we just raised our energy levels a bit more, and we were a little more direct going towards goal. We weren't I don't know how you say it. We just tried to find the shots and the people in the best position, and luckily we found them. But I really just thought we raised the tempo, and once we raised the tempo, they kind of fell behind a little bit, and it kind of made it easier because they got a red card. Yeah. I think with 10 minutes left.
Takes off the pressure.
Yeah, it takes off the pressure, and it kind of killed off the game. So there was a lot of positives to take from that second half. But we were also a little frustrated too because you want to play a full 90 minutes, you want to get a complete game. But that second 45 showed us what we're all about and what we can do.
And you definitely you guys kind of figured that out, and you moved it on to then another 2 consecutive wins. It was 3 in a row. the 1-0 win away from home against Drexel, and then the 3-0 win at home against Delaware was a great game to watch. We spoke about that game, I remember, in class, actually. Beforehand, you said, oh, it's going to be a real good test. They're a real good team. They're very organized. And I was walking to the field with, me and my roommates, and I'm like, yo, this is going to be a good game. Iona's looked well, but, this team's supposed to be real good. And my roommate said to me, he goes, yeah, why do you lie to me that Delaware is good? I go, no, it's not that. I'm telling you, Iona is just playing really well. What was it on the day? Where was it clicking? Was it just all over the pitch, or what was it?
I just thought we came out really focused, really energized. We got a goal really quick into the game, and I think that's kind of set the tone and set the pace a little bit. I think it was like within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We got on the board, and I just thought that made the difference. Like Delaware's got some fantastic players. So they have a couple All-American players on their team, and you know what they're gonna do. They dominate possession and they want to come out to attack. We were just very organized defensively that day, and when we broke really fast. Our counters were very fast. We broke with precision, and we hit the right players in the right spot, and we scored 3 great goals that day, which was great.
Yeah, now I remember even getting the text too on that last goal that you put in up in the top left corner, I believe it was, and I believe that topped it off to get you to the Offensive Player of the Week award. Tell me, though, how that feels. I know it's an individual award, but I can tell just through speaking to you that you always give a lot of credit to your teammates, too. Is an award like that, although, yes, it's awarded to solely you, does it boost the confidence for the team as a whole?
It is an individual award, but I personally felt like the 3 goals that I scored in the 3 games, I thought they were all a part of the team. Like, the team did... honestly, the players put me in the right spot. I thought the finishes were kind of easy, and it's just great to be a part of goals like that are of the highest quality of teamwork, which makes it that much better.
Right. Now, I have a question that I actually yesterday was able to speak to a player from the Monroe College soccer team. Now they're a 2-year JUCO, so they always have players moving in and out, and they bring players in from all over, Chile, Sweden, England, all that stuff. And I asked the player who I was speaking to, I said, how do you guys communicate? I've always wondered, even when you watch the big clubs in Europe, you have all these players from completely different nations, but they all seem to communicate. And he said, we all speak one language, and it's the language of football. Is that how it works too? Because I know that not everyone out there is always speaking English at sometimes. I know that it differs. So how do you guys communicate with one another and all stay on the same page?
We all have good players here at Iona, which I think is the most important thing. Like when you're a player at this sort of level, Division I level in particular, we all have a sixth sense of where to be, and we all have a sixth sense of where the next pass is going to be. So it's kind of like in our blood, I guess, to know where to be and to know where the next pass will be.
It's the feeling of the game.
Yeah, it's just inside of you. You know where it is, and you know where it's going to be, and that's what separates the good players.
I think that's amazing. I think it makes the game of soccer or football, however you want to say it, that much more beautiful to watch.
Yeah, it's just a universal game. The ball, when there's a ball at your feet, anyone can understand what you're doing. Yeah, it's just a beautiful thing.
Now, Saturday starts MAAC play. Just the one more game here. Wednesday, which is tomorrow, 4:30, out on the field against Yale. Should be a good one, but MAAC play starts Saturday, and obviously that's where it really counts. That's where you make your buck, if you will. How do you guys? How are you feeling as a unit right now, heading into the MAAC conference play?
We're feeling pretty good right now. I think we want to have everyone healthy and ready to go. Everyone healthy and fit, I think, is the main priority, especially coming out after this game on Wednesday. But we're not looking too far right now. We want to take care of business on Wednesday. Every game we play at home, we want to win. That's how it is at Iona. We don't like to lose at home, and we honestly like to put on a show, and we want to win. That's what it is playing at home. There's pressure and expectation in playing at home, and we have to live up to it. And
I think thus far, to give the Maroon Maniacs a pat on the back, I think they've done a good job coming out to the games, being supportive, showing their spirit. And as a player, how much can you feed off of that energy that a crowd can give you?
Oh, they give you that extra little boost. That's definite, I feel. But you know, having fans there supporting you, you know, after everything, and it's great because I think they've been entertained as well. And
absolutely, I can tell you firsthand that definitely you guys play a very entertaining style.
And we feed off the fans, you know, and they always give you that extra little bit of energy, you know, maybe when you're like when you're digging deep, you know, the 85th minute and, you know, you're up 2-1, they give you that extra little, you know, that extra little boost to go that extra little harder, that extra sprint, you know, and that's what it's all about, because, you know, when we get to MAAC play as well, we need them, and, you know, we need that extra little bit in order to win games. You know, the margin is very small. That's just what it is.
Now, is there in particular though, because I know always that at least for the men's basketball team, it's always put on such a high scale, the Iona Manhattan games. I know though that at the top of the rankings, I know Quinnipiac is always there. Is there one specific team where the game feels a little bit more meaningful? I know obviously all games are important, but is there one game that or a team that you face where you feel it's a little more special, or just all games are just so important?
I feel all games are so important, especially within the MAAC. But one game in particular, two games, I think it's always Monmouth and Fairfield. Like, they're always excellent teams year in and year out. And, you know, that's what you want to test yourselves up against the best teams. But I feel like everyone in the MAAC is honestly, there's a lot of good teams and a lot of very good players as well. So you need to focus on, like, you know, your game, and you need to focus when it comes game day, like how we're feeling and all that sort of stuff like that. Because if you're not on your game against any team can beat you, you know? So you need to have your head on straight, because, you know, you need a fight, you know, for 90 minutes or more.
Now, focus is definitely key. Little more relaxed note though, because to me sometimes, you know, interviews, they take too much of a serious turn. We both just bought FIFA 16, so I'm curious. What is the go? Do you have a go-to team when you're playing someone? If one of the teammates comes in, and you know they're talking that mess, and they say, all right, come on, we'll put that $1 on the line, whatever it is. Who's the go-to team?
A little more than $1, I think.
I know. I'm trying to put it, you know, in small terms.
Yeah, but I usually go with my favorite team, you know, Arsenal.
Okay.
You know, but yeah, you know, it always gets entertaining, you know, playing FIFA with your closest buddies, you know, whether it be for a couple or for lunch. So it always gets entertaining. I know you have one of your favorite teams too, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm actually a United fan too.
Yeah.
Which so I played last night for the first time with them. I lost. My roommate is actually really good, which is upsetting because I wasn't used to that much. But you know, it is what it is. The guy, Anthony Martial, the new signing, was able to score for me in the game, which he does in real life. And as long as he continues to do it in real life, I think I'll be okay with a couple FIFA losses.
Let's hope so.
Also, too, though, when you watch, you know, in real life, you know, in the world of soccer, football, however, you know, you want to put it, is there a certain player you get inspiration from, or you try to model your game after, or someone that you remember watching growing up, or you watch today that really inspires you?
Yeah, I've several players that, like, in particular I like to focus on, you know. But you know, first off, personally, I love watching players Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Ozil, Di Maria. For instance, I know he, you know, at United and then left to go to PSG, but when he was at Real Madrid, especially in that Champions League final, I just thought he was incredible. And you know, but especially how can you not love Ronaldo, Messi, all those sort of players? They're just incredibly gifted players, and you know, there's so many more good players too. It's just you get so much inspiration, and it's just and you see how good they are. You cannot help but get, like, you know, feel like a little awe from it.
Right, I could imagine the Messi Ronaldo debate. Do you feel it's a debate? Do you lean one way?
Personally, Messi.
Okay.
But you're talking about two of probably, you know, the two, like, great players, you know, like two players' games who are a little different in some respects. Like Messi, you know.
Messi's more of the playmaker, where Ronaldo's kind of more the strict goal scorer. I think that's kind of how the label goes. Yeah,
you know, and, you know, their games are totally different. Like, you look at Ronaldo. Ronaldo's this athletic specimen, man. You can't teach his athleticism. He's 6'2", you know, can jump a mile in the air. And, you know, his ball skills are absolutely incredible, and he's one of the fastest players I've ever seen. But there's just some stuff that Messi, like, you're like, how did he get out of that? 4 defenders come out at him, and he finds a way out, and he puts it in the top corner. There's just like, it just brings you joy. Like, it's just like you lost for words sometimes.
Right. I have to. I know there's no argument there. I don't think there's any correct, right or wrong answer when talking about the two players. Now that's gonna be all the time we have, though. But I want to thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
Next time we'll get some more roommates, something or a different time. We'll bring everyone down. We'll do another show. But I want to remind everybody to head out to the field right here in the backyard. Yale is coming to town tomorrow, 4:30, for the last game before conference play starts, and then this Saturday at 3 o'clock, conference play starts. The MAAC opener of the season against Niagara. Everyone come out, support the Gales, continue to support them. They're off to a great start, and hopefully they continue that once the season starts. Again, thank you so much. And guys, we are going to kick off whatever just pretty soon, so stay with us here on WICR.
WICR presents another great New York sports moment.